Hey folks, John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location. And today, as you would have guessed it, we have another addition to our new inventory to go over with you folks out there on YouTube and wherever else that you're watching this video from. So as you can see behind me, we've got a 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle here. Kind of the overall on the car, 1970 Chevelle. It's got a big block, 454 cubic inch motor in it, 700 R4 automatic overdrive transmission, and then it's got a 10 bolt POSI 276 rear gear in the car. As far as the suspension on this car, pretty much all stock here. We'll take a look at that when we go underneath it. But on the back, it does in fact have a set of air shocks just to make it a little easier to adjust your ride height and your ride and so forth on the car. Obviously, it's got the aftermarket wheels and tires here. Power brakes, power steering as well. And the brakes have been upgraded to four-wheel disc brakes. Now pretty much stock up front, but they are drilled slotted rotors on the back of the car. Again, it's the rally green, obviously, with the black rally stripes here up over the top of the car, black vinyl top, and the black gut for the interior there. So we'll start like we always do, start our walk around. I'll point out to you exactly what all we're looking at here, and then once we're all done with this portion of the video, we'll just take a moment to get it back on our lift so that I can then go over the underside with you. So as I mentioned here, we've got that green exterior with the black stripes here. All the bright work on this car is in really nice shape here. Everything from the front bumpers, wheel lip moldings here, as we can see here, all nicely attached, good and secure to the car, nice and straight all the way around, no dents or dings in it, polished up very well. Those wheels and tires, as I mentioned, aftermarket. So these are American Racing Torq Thrust 2 polished aluminum wheels here. Very nice, classy looking wheel for this particular car. And on these wheels, these are 15-inch wheels, we do have Cobra Radial GTs on all four corners. Now for the sizes up front, we've got two 25/70 R15s, and then out here on the back we have two 55/70 R15s back here. Just a little difference in the size to help give it a little bit of rake there, but all in all, good tires here. The tread is in great shape on these things, and again, they're all the same Cobra radials. As far as badging, of course, we've got the SS 454 up here on the front fenders here. Back here we have that bright rocker molding here all the way back, the rockers. The door, as far as panel fitment and alignment on this car goes, I did look down the side of our driver's side, looks nice and straight. We've got our gaps here to the front of the door as well as to the back, and those are very uniform. Nice gaps on this car. Door fitment is very nice here. All of your body lines all match up, as you can see here. The chrome door handles are in great shape with no pitting there. As far as the mirrors go, it does have both mirrors, driver and passenger side. They're just manually adjustable, no remote mirrors here, but the chrome is in great shape as well as the glass in the mirror itself. Bright work more so here up over the drip rail moldings here. Those are in good shape. Now I did see just a little bit of dents or dings here, right down at the very bottom here. The vinyl top itself is in great shape, and again, I always like to kind of come through that rain gutter there and feel how smooth that is. And even on these vinyl top cars, I come down around this molding here at the bottom of the vinyl top, and everything is nice and smooth on this car, so I don't feel any bumps whatsoever. Again, that sometimes is a problem area on the vinyl top cars, but again, this car is nice and smooth all the way around. Glass on the driver's side here is in great shape. No chips or cracks anywhere in the glass. It is slightly tinted here, as you can see. You even have your bright work here as it comes down that rear quarter window, which is in great shape here also. We'll open our door up, take a look at the interior. Again, all black interior. You've got those black vinyl bucket seats as well as the rear bench seat. All the seat belts are here, all present on this car. The dash itself, the pad, is in great shape. Now it has an upgraded gauge panel on it. It's the Dakota digital gauge panel, but then off to the side you'll see it does have the stock heater controls. It does have an aftermarket digital AM FM CD player. It also has that full-length center console there with the automatic horseshoe floor shifter there also. Now, as far as the condition of the interior, bucket seats, the upholstery on all the seats, as a matter of fact, is in great shape. You can see all of the bright work, the chrome piping around the seats, which is in great shape. Door panels too, all in great shape. No wear and tear on those armrest pads, and there's no cracks or anything like that showing in them. So again, all of that is in really good condition on the car. Carpeting, no rips, tears, or fading there either. The other thing we always check are those seals all the way up around your windows here. Those are all in good shape. There's no rips or tears or any chunks torn out of it. Your quarter window seals here, all good and solid, nice and soft the whole way down through too, and attached good and secure. And the same thing goes for all your door weather stripping here. All good and secure, no rips or tears anywhere, and it does in fact have those little rubber door bumpers installed as well. That's pretty much your interior from the driver's side. The door closes nice and easy, and then we'll come around the rest of the car here. So quarter panel, nice and straight all the way back through. Like I said, the condition of that vinyl top's in great shape. Same thing with all your bright work, all the moldings all the way around, not just on your windows and so forth, but along the bottom edge of that vinyl top. Everything is all in great shape. Your rear window here, no chips or cracks anywhere in that, so that all looks good. And then of course we have our trunk lid back here on the Chevelle. Gaps all the way around on the trunk lid, very uniform. You can see those black stripes coming back the trunk lid here, just like they were on the hood. And again, those are in fact painted on stripes. So no vinyl on this car, all paint work here. And then of course you got your Chevelle script emblem back here on the trunk. That nice chrome rear bumper here. The tail light lenses are in great shape with no chips in any of those that I see. No chips or cracks there. And again, you've got your kind of this black molding here on the back, which is in great shape with, again, your striping around it and your SS badging on it as well. Down below, of course, you've got the rear lower valance painted green to match the car. And then you see the tips of our exhaust here sticking out. A nice oval, kind of a slash cut chrome exhaust tip there. We'll go ahead and open up our trunk lid. So of course the key does in fact work the lock. As we raise it up, you're going to see the underside of the trunk lid painted the same green as the exterior of the car. Everything all in great shape underneath here. Even has your decal there for your differential. All of your weather stripping the whole way around the trunk here is in great shape. No rips or tears. And again, your rain gutters or your water channels here are all good and solid on both sides. So it's going to direct that water right out the back of the car, and you're not going to have to worry about it being in your trunk. The trunk floor itself, good and solid. All the drain plugs, those are all installed as they should be and done in the correct black and aqua trunk spatter paint there. So that's pretty much your trunk on the Chevelle. So we'll close this up, and then we'll continue around to the passenger side. So again, first and foremost, I'll look up along the side. Car is nice and straight down the whole side. Again, that door fitment with your quarters and your fenders, all right in line with one another. Same thing over here. I'll feel all the way around the bottom of our vinyl top. Everything looks good there, and up through that rain gutter. Nice and smooth there. All of your bright work now on the passenger side. Those drip rail moldings, those are in great shape. Same thing with our glass, no chips or cracks on our passenger side glass. Your door gaps here to the back as well as the front, as you can see, very uniform. Again, all of your body lines are all matched up as it goes down. Again, that trim work there on your rocker panel, nice and straight, good and securely fastened to the bottom of the car. And those chrome mirrors, again, chrome is in great shape, glass is in great shape. Let's open up our door, take a look at this car now from the passenger side. Again, no surprises here, everything looks good. The passenger side seat upholstery, no rips or tears there. Same thing with the carpet, no rips, tears, or fading. The dash looks all great in there. Again, you get to see that full-length center console with the automatic floor shifter. And again, those seats do, in fact, as you can see there, they do have the headrests, and that's how they should be for the Chevelle there. So again, seals up around the top of the door here, all in great shape. You've got your quarter window seal all the way down there, good and securely fastened, in great shape there. And again, the door weather stripping here is in great condition. Rubber door bumpers, those are here on the passenger side as well. Door panel is in great shape. Okay. And then we got the matching SS454 badging now on the passenger side. Those wheel lip moldings are in great shape. We've already been over the wheels and tires. So we'll come around now to the front end of our 70 Chevelle. So nothing special here. Again, just your typical front end. The grille is all intact. There's no pieces broke. All good and solid. You've got the SS right here in the middle. Your front bumper is in great shape too. Nice chrome front bumper. As far as your headlights go, these are going to be your traditional sealed beam unit, glass lenses, your low beam and high beam, no cracks or chips in any of those lenses. And you'll see that this hood also, this is all steel, 2-inch Cowl induction hood here. The black stripes on the hood, again, they follow all the way back to the trunk there. The windshield itself is in great shape. It in fact has no chips, no cracks or scratches in it. And if I'm seeing correctly here, I know it's probably hard to see in the camera, but this would have the antenna built into the windshield. So that's why you would not see an antenna sticking up from either a fender or from a rear quarter panel. Now this car does in fact have the hood pins, as you can see, but it also has the traditional latch on it too. And we're gonna go ahead at this time and go through that. So we'll remove the hood pins. And raise our hood up. So there you go. As you can see, all steel hood, got all your bracing underneath, no modifications have been made to it. Hinges and springs all functioning as they should there, holding the hood up on its own. That nice green that's on the outside of the car, you've got that on the underside of your hood as well. Now your engine compartment done here all in black. Again, that's the way that it should be. As far as the motor goes, we'll start talking about that now. Again, that is that 454 cubic inch big block Chevrolet motor. We do in fact have the chrome air cleaner lid on the air cleaner. It does have the Chevrolet on top of it there. Underneath we do have an Edelbrock 750 CFM carburetor with a Holley cast aluminum intake on the car to help with that fuel and air delivery. For ignition, we've got an HEI distributor here. It does in fact have upgraded plug wires. They look to be very nice wires. They are MaxFire ignition wires made by Edelbrock. They look to be a good thick wire. I don't know exactly what the actual diameter is of them, but they look pretty thick to me, pretty durable. As you can see, they got the heat boots on them there to help protect them from those headers. Speaking of the headers, we've got those 1 3/4 long tube headers here, exiting out into the full 2.5-inch exhaust on this car, and that does have the crossover pipe with the dual Flowmaster mufflers, of which we'll see a lot better once we go underneath this vehicle. Far as radiator to help keep it cool, we've got a full aluminum radiator here. We've got a very nice dual electric fan setup here. These are dual 12-inch Polar fans, and of course you can see here it's got its own kind of like aluminum shroud around it too to help kind of pull that air through. Again, I missed out on the valve covers there. You can see it's got the chrome valve covers embossed with the bow tie and the Chevrolet there, breathers there in the valve covers. And as I mentioned to start with, this car does in fact have the power steering as well as the power brakes. And as I mentioned, it's a disc brake car, all 4 corners. It's just pretty much typical GM components on the front, but it does have the disc brake conversion on the back. It does have drilled slotted rotors back there to help keep those brakes cool. Now behind this engine for the transmission, 700 R4 automatic overdrive transmission, so that's going to help you out whenever you're cruising the car around. If you get it on the highway and get going, you're not going to have an issue there because that overdrive transmission is going to make that nice for you. As far as the gear ratio too, that's a 276 with a 10-bolt POSI rear end with it too. So that's pretty much it. We've kind of hit on just about everything here in our walk around. So what we'll do next is get it on our lift so I can show you that underside of the car. Before I do that though, I always kind of tell you folks out there that depending on where you're watching the video from, because you might not be on our website, I would say to always go to our company website, which is just hanksters.com. There you'll be able to view upwards of 100 photos of this car here all the way around underneath and inside. You're also going to see the video you're watching right now. You'll also have the full description of the car, all the options that it has here as we see it here today in our showroom. And then I always tell you folks that if you see this car and you're interested and there's something that you want to maybe add to it, I know this would be a prime candidate basically for maybe something like air conditioning. We can do that. If you would like to have something added, I always recommend that you reach out to us, let us know exactly what it is you're looking to have added. We'll be glad to get you pricing on parts and labor to have that particular item installed for you, and you can always make it your own. So with that said, we'll take just a moment now to close this up, and we'll get it on our lift so we can go over the underside with you. Hey folks, so here we are now. We just had a few minutes to bring our car back here. We've got the Chevelle up on our lift now so that we can go through the entire underside with you here. And again, as I always kind of point out, you know, these things are going to be a lot of repeats from our walk around, but this is more so a condition thing here when we go underneath it, just to kind of point out to you exactly how everything looks underneath here. And there are going to be a few things obviously that we can point out that you weren't able to see from that walk around. So starting here at the front, our Chevelle here, our 70 Chevelle, it does have an air dam on the front of it. Again, it's not something probably you're going to see you know, too much from the roadside, but it does suit a purpose, and that is it's going to help direct air up into that radiator and help that radiator cool that big block 454 cubic inch motor there. So again, it's on there. It is all good and solid, all mounted nice and secure. Black front air dam. Of course, right behind that then, we can see the bottom of our aluminum radiator there, and it is nice and dry. Dry at the petcock, dry all the way across the bottom, and then dry as well up on our lower radiator hose there too. And of course, now we can see the bottom section of our dual electric Polar fans here, and that nice shroud that's made for those fans there. Again, everything looks very, very nice underneath here. Come back a little further, we'll start talking about the suspension steering and braking components on the car. So with the suspension, we do have a 1-inch front sway bar here. Sway bar mounts at the frame as well as your end links there. Those are all in good shape, all the bushings. There's no splits or cracks anywhere in them. Those all look to be fairly new by looking at things underneath here, and it looks like they're all good, like urethane style bushings. As far as the rest of the suspension on this car, it's going to be factory OE style stuff here. So your upper and lower control arms, those are just your stamped steel components here. Very nice condition though on these. All of your mounting hardware and bushings are all in good shape. Ball joints all look to be pretty new on this car. And again, they're all showing that they have the rubber dust boot covers on them. And you can tell things have been maintained very well on the bottom of this car here all the way throughout. Along with all the OE suspension here, we do have power steering and power brakes on this car. Power brakes come to you by way of all 4-wheel disc brakes. So this has pretty much standard GM components up front. So if you're ever needing to change out pads, rotors, whatever it may be, you should be able to go to any of your local auto parts stores and pick those components up. As far as on the back, I do believe the back's been upgraded to like a drilled slotted rotor, but we'll take a look at that when we get back there. And wheels and tires, obviously from our walk around, we saw that these have those nice American Racing Torq Thrust 2 polished aluminum 5-spoke wheels, 15-inch in diameter, both fronts and rears. And then as far as the tires go, those were all the Cobra Radial GTs. 225/70 R15s on the front, 255/70 R15s out on the back. If we move in here a little bit towards the center now, obviously what our suspension all mounts off of, and that is the cross member up front here. And that is in great shape. Nice and straight all the way across here. Does not look like it's ever been banged on anything. Next, we'll go over some of the drive line here, the engine and the transmission. So as far as that motor goes, again, we're looking at the bottom side of that 454 cubic inch motor. The oil pan itself, all the way around as far as the gasket goes, all nice and dry. Dry here at the drain plug and up in behind here where you might see maybe leak from a possible rear main seal or something. Nice and dry here as well. No leaks or drips whatsoever. Transmission, this is a 700 R4 automatic transmission with the overdrive. That pan on there is nice and dry. It does in fact have the cover on the flywheel torque converter here. All of our lines and so forth coming back from our cooler here, all dry. And coming back to our tail shaft here, the output shaft seal, that is nice and dry. That's where your slip yoke from your drive shaft slides in there. That is all dry. Cross member here for the transmission is in good shape, as well as the tail shaft mount itself. That is all in good condition as well. Before we get too far, we'll go over that exhaust on the car. So we've got the 1 3/4 long tube headers here, obviously, and then welded in there, we've got the full 2.5-inch exhaust, dual exhaust all the way back. Has the crossover pipe here, and then those are a set of Flowmaster mufflers back there, and that's going to give it a nice exhaust tone for you when you have this thing running. If we look up and look at the floors and such underneath here, the frame, the floors, and all of that, I'm looking up and I am not seeing I don't see any patches or holes underneath here. So everything is good and solid as far as the floors go. Obviously, you can see that it is all the correct metal. You've got all your stamping lines and everything. All of your braces that run across the floor, those are all in good shape. The frame, again, with your Chevelle, obviously you've got a full frame car here, and that frame is in great shape. Nice and straight, good and square all the way back through. All of your brake lines and fuel lines all run nice and neat, kind of right through the frame rails there on the car. We look out a little further here at our pinch welds and at our rockers there and everything. Pinch welds are straight, rockers are good and solid on the car. Drive shaft. It is a steel drive shaft, balanced, so that's going to help eliminate those driveline vibrations you might have. We come back here to the rear end here, the snout on the rear end here, your pinion, that is nice and dry, no leaks or drips. Universals all look to be good, and they've been checked out here in our shop, so those are all in good roadworthy condition. This is in fact a GM 10-bolt rear. Now it is a POSI unit that's in here with a 273 gear in it. And then, as I mentioned, our wheels and tires, 15-inch Torq Thrust 2 polished aluminum with those Cooper Cobras on there. And again, those sizes were 255, 70 R15s back here. As I mentioned, we do have the disc brake conversion on the back here of the car. And I just want to look up and just make sure. And yes, I was correct in telling you that those are a drilled and slotted rotor here on the back. Now they do not have the emergency brake hooked up, but it is an automatic car. It's not like a 4-speed car where you need to have that e-brake for safety. Again, you're going to put it in park and that's going to lock it in right there. But again, disc brakes all 4 corners. This thing's going to stop very, very well here. As far as the rear suspension goes, pretty much all stock stuff back here too. So again, you've got your what they would consider like your 4-link or you know, your actual traditional GM suspension back here. You've got the control arms here out at the ends here, and these are your bottom ones. Up top, coming off the top of your rear end and going forward, those are going to be your tops. All the bushings, all the mounting hardware and such, those are all in good shape. Just your standard stamped steel components here. Again, shocks are air shocks for the back, and again, it just makes it nice for ease of adjustment. You can go ahead and hook that air hose up and raise and lower that rear end to the desired height or stance that you want it there for driving around and cruising in comfort and so forth. If we come back a little further, first thing, we'll look at the back of that rear end and look at our differential cover, and that is nice and dry all the way around here also. Fuel tank is a stock fuel tank, no dents or dings anywhere here. Mounting straps and hardware are all in great shape. All of your fuel lines too coming back here, no leaks or drips there. Exhaust, as we finish that out, you've got the tailpipes coming off of your Flowmaster mufflers up over top of the rear end housing, and then coming straight out the back of the car here with an oval slash cut chrome exhaust tip there right underneath your rear lower valance there. So with that said, that's pretty much it for the underside of our car. Before we lower this down off the lift though, I just want to mention to you guys again that we are in fact an ATC dealer now for enclosed car slash race trailers. So if you're in the market for an enclosed trailer, we've got multiple models right here on our lot available for sale. Go ahead, pick up the phone, give us a call if you have any questions on those. All you car guys out there, we can definitely work with you on the pricing there. But we have multiple models here. Like I said, 20-foot, 24-foot, 28-foot. We even have a stacker trailer here. So just go to our website. You can check it out through our car site if you want, just by simply clicking the inventory tab and then picking trailers, or you can go directly to our trailer site, which is hankstershaulers.com. And again, you'll see all of our models, pictures, descriptions, pricing, everything that you should be able to, you know, go on there and answer just about every question that you have. So with that said, let's take a minute, lower this down now on their lift, go underneath the hood, fire this big block up and see what she sounds like.